Hey everybody, sorry it's not DJ's voice welcoming you today. It's good old Eric back at it again. No, appreciate DJ stepping in, and I love when he opened the other day. He just like hit the button.
Yeah, I love it too. But no, here we are. It's a Friday already. That's crazy.
It is. It's Friday. It's free for all Friday, right?
It's Freedom Friday. It's Forgiven Friday. It's a whole lot of Friday.
TGIF. Thank God I'm forgiven.
That's it.
It's the best day of the week. I don't know that. I like Mondays.
I do too. Like, we're calling them Ministry Mondays, right? It's when we do our Big Blue stuff. It's when we podcast, and we get a whole lot of like sidebar things done when we're here podcasting. So I know I do. I love my Mondays.
Yep. During our lunch break, we planned how we would spend our lottery winnings if we ever won the lottery.
Mm-hmm.
Amy and I agree that we need to win the jackpot together.
Yeah.
She gets half and I get half, less taxes for each of us, and then more money total.
It all goes to the same place. Yeah.
Easy enough.
Of course, step one is buying a lottery ticket, Eric.
You know, I tell a girl at work that all the time. She says, I hit the lottery, I would give it to you. And I'm like, do you buy a ticket? No, then you're not going to win.
Yeah. So, spoiler alert, no money is coming to you, Eric. But no, we do. We have a lot of needs, and then we just have these dreams sometimes that we want for Big Blue. And I mean, the lottery is really, God can move mountains, as we've talked about. He can answer some big prayers. The lottery is man's solution to all the stuff that we have no idea how God's going to do it. That is why we always sort of fall back on that. Well, I guess my only shot of this happening is me winning the lottery, but it doesn't depend on us. It depends on God.
Yep. And I say you can't outgive God. Well, I'd like to win like $1 billion and find out.
I mean, yeah. I think God has more than $1 billion, but
I mean, can you imagine like every church that I know and go to, they're like, man, the collection was up a lot. There's $200,000 in the plate today. I don't know where that came from.
Needless to say, I'll be giving out the full-size candy bars come Halloween. Let's just say that.
What was my saying? You won't know I won the lottery, but there'll be signs.
Yeah, there'll be some sign. What do you think the first sign would be, Eric? Let's just go down that rabbit hole for a second.
Oh, man, for me, I don't know that one. That's probably my barbecue truck.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah, I'll leave my barbecue truck just because I would pay my debt off, but nobody would ever know that.
Yeah.
I'd still drive the old junky truck. And
yeah.
When I rode up in that new F1 or F350 dual wheel with a barbecue trailer behind it, somebody go, come in with some money?
Yeah. I was going to say mine would definitely probably also be the vehicle. You know, I'm driving around an 05 Honda Pilot right now, but I think I would go even older. I'm kind of like a fan of like vintage pickup trucks and stuff. So, and you know, the fun part about having enough money to like own one is just to drive it around. People are like, I can't believe you're just driving that to Walmart. Like, yeah, no, that's how you'll know, Eric. This is not we don't keep this in the garage for car shows and to keep it pretty. We just use it, right?
Yeah.
Just like I'll just use the fine china for dinner tonight. Thank you very much. But yeah,
hey, no more paper plates.
That's right. And yeah, maybe me just getting a driver. That's how you would know.
Yeah.
Maybe I'd still have the same pilot, but I'd have someone driving me around so I could multitask. But no, we just, I think Eric and we both have the same heart for full-time ministry. So, we don't want it to just be a ministry Monday. We want it to be a ministry Monday through Sunday.
Yeah. I kind of marvel. I talk to DJ a lot. And like I said, I sit in his office and we talk about the ministry job, and he shows me his like pastor's log of everything and everywhere he goes, and he keeps track of his mileage and all this stuff for his church to reimburse him. You know, in a way, I want to do that. Like, in a way, I long to be able to just be like, what am I doing today? Oh, I got to go to the hospital and go talk to so-and-so, and I got to go here, and I got to talk to that person, and I got to do this. Because just normal work doesn't hit the same as knowing that you could have changed that life right there.
Yeah.
Or if I got to sit in my office and type up letters and send them out for Big Blue or whatever, like it's more meaningful for me than just the normal monotony. And DJ, oh my gosh, you talk about an administrator. Like, this guy, he was built for office work.
Yeah.
He has every sermon he's ever preached saved. And even like Sundays when I'm there and I preach, he types a note up that says, Eric Miller talked today and puts the date. Like, he has every song he has categorized on his computer. He has every funeral he's ever done scrapbooked. He has every wedding he's ever done saved in a notebook. Like, the whole service. Like, he's got it all wrote out, typed out, everything in his little folder. And he just keeps turning pages and putting new ones in for the next wedding. And he's got them all in one big journal.
I mean, that is shocking for a guy that I don't think knows how to return an email. Like, I am gobsmacked. DJ had no idea I were this organized. Like, that's crazy.
And he's got everything. And like, he'll start digging for something in his office. And I'm like, what are you looking for? He's like, oh, that college paper I did on this. I'm like, sure you do. And he'll pull it out. I was like, oh, man, where did I throw that stuff away? Like,
wow. Maybe he needs your job.
I probably should.
But yeah, it would just be fun to see the different direction ministry would take in this town for a lot of us, if
money wasn't an issue.
Yeah, exactly.
That's what I always tell people. Like, they're like, what would you do if you could do your dream job? And I'm like, so if money wasn't an issue, what would I do? Oh, I'd do what I'm doing every day without going to work.
Right.
I mean, even when I'm at work, I'm sending emails for Big Blue, and I'm calling, and I'm talking to people, and I'm taking care of this, and I'm taking care of that. And it's like, if I could just do that and not have to worry about, is there a person at the counter that needs waited on?
Yeah.
But that'd be great.
But you want to know what the good news is, Eric?
What's that?
You didn't need to win the lottery to be able to do what you're doing now.
I know.
So, and I either
hit the jackpot.
Yeah, exactly. And I think about that the same way too. And yeah, I was recently talking to my buddy Trevor, and he likes to say, "Hey, Amy, if you could have $10 million today, but in 3 months from now you would be dead, would you take it?" Of course, the answer is like, no, absolutely not. And he goes, "Great, then you know exactly how much your days are worth." Right? And so knowing that, like, why would we waste a single day? And let's appreciate every day that we have, because money's never going to buy you another one.
Yeah. No.
So,
can't take it with you either. So
yeah,
the problem I would have is I wouldn't have nothing to take with me, because I would give it away. I mean, like I said, I truly believe that I'm grounded enough. I would give so much away.
Yeah.
My problem would be I'd probably give too much away. I'd have to have somebody there saying, "Hey, you got to stop."
I mean, like you said, you can't outgive God. And it's funny that you said you can't take it with you, because yes, we haven't checked in on my Bible in a year progression lately. I'm actually ahead of this year's date, so I'm already reading in September, even though it's August. But again, this started 2 years ago. So yeah, I'm still way behind. But I am in Ecclesiastes. And I mean, is it me, Eric, or is that like the most downer book in the Bible?
It is in a way, but I think Lamentations is worse.
Maybe. Okay. I'll do a side by side.
Ecclesiastes gives you a glimmer of hope that you still got God.
Exactly.
Lamentations is kind of like, everything sucks.
Yeah. Well, I mean, Ecclesiastes, all he's talking about is how he's done everything under the sun, meaningless, and like, yes, you can't take it with you, and you're going to leave your fortunes to someone not worthy of them, and you're going to be forgotten. And it's just, yeah, it's kind of a big downer for me, but again, when you're working for God, nothing is ever wasted. Nothing is forgotten. Like, it leaves a permanent and eternal significance. And I always remind, my camp counselors of that every year. It's like, listen, can you stop talking or coughing? It's just kidding. But no, I always remind them, like, it might look on the surface like we were just singing and playing games, but what we do here makes an eternal impact on these kids' lives. And so don't think for a moment that you don't have a target on your back, because the devil's coming for you. So just be ready, stay prayed up, So anyway, that is just our, random Freedom Friday topic.
That's a random Freedom Friday. So we'll roll this into, since we're talking about Ecclesiastes and everything is vanity, vanity, vanity.
Yeah.
Time.
Okay.
DJ, I'm going to steal from your barnyard brethren and your life. I told you I was going to. So all freedom comes from that I told you this. DJ did a barnyard brethren a week ago, roughly, or something like that. Anyways, he talked about how he's a chaplain, and he had someone call him to come visit their grandmother on a Monday. And he's like, yeah, I'll come. I promise I'll come. And then he got busy. And as most people do, he tried to plan when he was going to go to that place. And he said, I would have time on Saturday. And so Saturday morning, he got up and he texted that person and he said, hey, I'm coming today. Is that okay? And they said, I forgot to tell you, Grandma died on Tuesday. And I know that, brother, that hit you hard. And I know that that hurt. And I'm not trying to bring up old wounds or anything like that. But it made me, and it made Amy then think too, about timing.
Yeah.
And how we think we have all the time in the world to do stuff sometimes. But when it comes down to it, time is fleeting. Time is something that is more precious than you can imagine, because you can't get it back once it's gone. And so DJ really made you think. So I tied some scripture to it as a kind of a lesson for everyone out there.
Yes. Well, the verse in Ecclesiastes that you mentioned is from chapter 3, verse 1, and it says, there is a time for everything and a season for every activity under the heavens. And of course, was it the Birds that made that song very, they sung a song in the 60s, maybe it was 70s. They made this universal, like, but it is a time to be born, a time to die, a time to plant, a time to uproot, a time to kill, a time to heal, a time to tear down, and a time to build, a time to weep and a time to laugh, a time to mourn, a time to dance, a time to scatter stones and a time to gather them up, a time to embrace and a time to refrain from embracing. Ooh, I don't like the sound of that, but okay. A time to search and a time to give up, a time to keep and a time to throw away, a time to tear and a time to mend, a time to be silent, a time to speak, a time to love and a time to hate, a time for war and a time for peace. So that makes it pretty clear under heaven there is a time for everything.
Yeah. Yeah, it is. And the other scriptures that I was thinking about this Proverbs 27:1. Do not boast about tomorrow, for you do not know what the day may bring forth.
Yeah.
And then the other one was what, James?
Yes. Let me pull it up here.
Got it?
James 4.
Yeah, I just read on there and it's terrifying in life.
You did pretty good with that one. Yeah, this one is also subtitled in my Bible, Boasting About Tomorrow. This is James 4, verse 13 through 15. Now listen, you who say today or tomorrow we will go to this or that city, spend a year there, carry on business, and make money. Why do you not even know what will happen? Why? You do not even know what will happen tomorrow. What is your life? You're a mist that appears for a little while and then vanishes. Instead, you ought to say, if it is the Lord's will, we will live and do this or that.
Yeah. And then there's one here. We're just going to go on a little scripture run, because Daniel 2:21, and it says, and he changes the times and the seasons. He removes kings and raises up kings. He gives wisdom to the wise and knowledge to those who have understanding. He reveals the deep secrets, and he knows what is in the darkness, and the light dwells with him. It talks about how he's the one in control of time, not us.
Yeah.
And as much as you think that kings, they get into power and they're like, well, if I don't go into battle and I don't have anybody come after me, I'm safe. They're not. If God decides your time's up, your time's up.
That's right.
DJ always calls a hole in your card. And if he pulls your card, what are you going to do? You can't do nothing about it.
Yes, that's very true.
I was joking with Amy. I was working on digging a hole. Longer story later. I was working on digging a hole, and me and Kipton were digging this hole, and it was hot, and I was miserable, and I was sweating, and I got to the point where I literally stood up and almost passed out, and I sat down on the picnic table, and Kipton says, Dad, I feel like you want to get this hole done so bad. If you died right now and you tell Jesus, let me go back and finish the hole, then you can have me. I kind of want to get that hole done pretty bad, but we can't tell him that. We can't say, hey, I want to go back and finish what I didn't get done. We can't do that.
Yeah. There isn't going back on time. That is, I've said it so many times, Eric, it has such a grip on me in my life. And, as I'm sitting here talking, I have my date book right in front of me. And, my more recent one, I know in the very front of my book, I think it's Deuteronomy that I quote, and it says, here we go, right in the front. Commit to the Lord whatever you do, and he will establish your plans. That's from Proverbs 16:3. And I know the more recent one of the big blue kids was talking about it. I'm trying to think. I want to say it might be from James, but it says at the appointed time, the Lord will act.
Yep. Yeah.
Right.
I remember talking about that.
And I love that because sometimes the waiting does feel like it's all in vain. Like, what am I doing? I'm not doing anything. But it's like, but waiting is not doing anything. Waiting is waiting. And you're waiting on the Lord to act. You're waiting on God to do what only he can do, to align the right things, to get you to a place where what he has for you, you're ready for, and all that kind of stuff. And so at that appointed time, and I think about the book of Esther, that she was put where she was for a time and such as this, not anyone else, and I know Micah at camp, he will quote that a lot, a time such as this, because I think we're all in that Esther story. We are all put where we are for the time that we are put here, for the purpose that God has for us. So what else do we got here?
2 Peter.
Oh yeah, second.
But I know, I agree 100% that God's timing, you may not understand it, you may not see it, but he has you there for a purpose and a reason. And I always go back to Jeremiah 29:11 when I think about God's timing, because he has a plan for you, a plan for your good and not for your harm.
Yeah.
And when you think about that and you keep that in your mind, that even he was telling the Israelites this as they were going into exile.
Yeah.
I have a plan for you.
Yeah, that's right.
But everything looks so bad. But he's like, no, I got a plan and we're going to make this work. But right now, this is what you got to do. Just go.
Yeah. Well, and I want to say, like, that would be my word of comfort for you, DJ, is that it might have been in your plan to go and visit this person and pray with them, but it wasn't in God's, and those exiles, I'm sure that whole time they were thinking, I don't want this in a million years. I don't want this on my worst enemy. Like, there's nothing in my way of how this problem is going to be solved that needs to involve this exile, this slavery, these years of just crying out to God. Like, we never planned that. We would never want to plan that, but like, it was in God's plan. And so, I mean, you're right there in the will of God, brother. Like, that's what I'm going to say. Like, whether you hit your timing or not, it's irrelevant. I know it on the outside, it feels like a letdown. Maybe it feels like you might have disappointed somebody, but God's got it all. And it just,
if it would have been God's plan, he wouldn't have let you stop thinking about it that day.
Yeah.
I mean, if it would have been you had to go, God would have made it an urgent thing. You wouldn't have been like, all right, and then put it in the back of your mind almost. And it probably didn't put it in the back of your mind, but at the same time, it wasn't like God just kept saying, DJ, go, DJ, go, DJ, go. And so, I think don't beat yourself up.
Yeah, sometimes those delays are for a reason. And maybe he's preparing you for something else coming along the way.
So, the Pop Cokes or the Pop Machine story from James.
Yeah, exactly.
He never looked at it the same after that. So maybe that's what this is, DJ.
Yeah, absolutely. It's just kind of, it is that reminder. But and sometimes those lessons are not easily learned, or really, again, I think it's just more of a reminder, because like you said, Eric, he started this whole thing by saying what a busy guy he is. He's got a lot going on, and you are serving a lot of people. It wasn't like you kicked back and said, I've got poker night with the boys, I can't go. Right? Like you are full-time ministry. And so this happened to be the person that you didn't get to in time, but you know what? Just because you didn't pray in person doesn't mean you weren't praying without them being there. And you never know, like the time that this person had with their grandmother or their mother, that could have been a pretty special time, that because nobody was there but her. I know some of the most meaningful times with my mom, it was just me and her. Sometimes it just felt like it was me and God, because like, kind of wasn't quite sure where she was at. I couldn't tell if she could hear me or anything. But just rest in knowing that Like it is all part of God's plan just because it wasn't part of yours. So you just keep doing what you're doing for sure.
All right, let's get these last two scriptures, and we're getting to the point where we probably should stack some stones.
Oh yeah, it's a Friday. Okay.
Yeah.
Speaking of time, okay. So the next one is 2 Peter chapter 3 and verse 8. But do not forget this one thing, dear friends. With the Lord, a day is like 1,000 years, and 1,000 years like a day.
So your timing might not be what God's timing is. And as much as you want to get everything done in one day, God might be like, hey, you got plenty of time, buddy.
Yeah.
Like, calm down. Like, you don't have to get it all done at once. You don't have to go 1,000 miles an hour. Sometimes you can calm down.
Yes.
The other way around, like, you could be procrastinating, and God's like, listen, you got to get it done. You got to get it done.
Yeah.
And I remember I'm a caretaker for a cemetery. There's another job that I have that nobody really knows that I care. Caretaker for a cemetery, and I have to lay off the grave plots when people pass. And the guy I got the job from passed away last year. And I really liked the old man. He was a really nice guy. And kind of shocked me when it happened. When I met his wife or daughter or somebody up at the cemetery to go over where he wanted laid and stuff. And they said, we were up here 2 weeks ago, and he laid it off himself. And he said, don't let him put me anywhere else. I want to be right here.
Wow.
And it was like he knew that it was going to be his time soon. So he cleared that up before anybody had a doubt. And she's like, I guess he knew. And I'm like, yeah, I guess so. And so made my job easy to do that day.
Wow. That's pretty incredible. And there is somebody that just, you talk about a child just crawling in the arms of their father, right? Like, I just want to rest right here and just be in that peace.
Yeah.
That's pretty crazy.
Yeah, it was kind of crazy to hear that story. But again, it gives me peace that God's going to tell you or give you maybe comfort to know that, hey, your time's coming to an end. Wrap up some loose ends, and maybe he'll let you have that time.
Yes. All right. We're going to close this scripture look at time with Acts chapter 1. This is verse 7. And this is our Lord Jesus speaking. Okay. He says, it is not for you to know the time or dates the Father has sent by his own authority. Wait, it's through 8? No, 7. Well, let me finish reading.
Yeah.
But you will receive power when the Holy Spirit comes on you, and you will be my witness in Jerusalem and in all Judea and Samaria and to the ends of the earth. Woo!
Yeah. The receiving of the Holy Spirit, I put in there 7 just because I really liked how it talked about it's not for us to know. That's time.
Yeah.
And I've heard a lot of people ask the question, if you knew the exact date of your death, how would you live your life? And I think about that. Like, I talked about Ronnie. Like, they give him numbers. They give him dates. They give him like 2 years. They give him a year. They give him 6 months. They give him 3 days. They give you a time, and does it change how you live?
Yeah, I mean...
So if you were born, and I saw a movie where you get a little thing on your wrist and they give you how many days you got left and all this stuff. Like, I've seen that movie, and I'm like, I don't want that.
Yeah.
I would rather, if I go, I want it to be a surprise.
Yes. Oh, absolutely. Man, that would be so bittersweet knowing how much time you have left, but not knowing how much time we have left. Again, it's, as we've been talking all week, not that we kind of meant to go this way, but like that wasted Wednesday, like that time thing is so precious that, if you're not living the life that you would want to live with a cancer diagnosis or given 6 months to live or what, if you're not living that life now, what is stopping you? Like, it is time for a gut check to say, what is keeping me from living my best life? And that best life, by the way, is not with a lottery ticket win, and it is with Jesus.
Yeah, I mean, look at, it's Nehemiah. No, not Nehemiah. No. Can't think. The old king in the Old Testament that prayed for more years.
Oh, yeah.
Hezekiah.
Okay. Yeah.
Hezekiah was said to die, and he turned towards the wall, and he prayed to God and cried for more time, and God gave him more time. And then he saw Babylon take over and conquer his lands before he died. And I think about that, too, that if he wouldn't have prayed for it, he wouldn't have had to see that.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, like, it would have probably been better for him to not succumb, and later it would have been easier earlier. But
Yeah.
be careful what you wish for.
I was going to say, God in his loving mercy was probably just like, hey, buddy, it's your time to go because I don't want you to see what's coming up. But yeah, he's also a loving enough father. It's like, well, okay.
You asked for it.
You asked for it, you got it, buddy, but you're not going to like it.
So, but anyways, on this, like, the timing, God's ultimately in control of all time. And as much as I would love to tell you that you're going to get more time or whatever, tomorrow's not promised.
That's right.
DJ, I know you say that all the time too. Tomorrow is not promised. And you could walk out of the door and it'd be over, or you can live for another 40 years. Who knows? But
yeah.
Either way, live like you're dying tomorrow. Make sure you're right with God. Make sure that you know where you're going when you have that moment, because as soon as your card's pulled, I want to be sitting in heaven and cheerfully welcomed by all those people that are there that I'm waiting. So,
absolutely.
But let's go to cheerful stones.
It's time to stack stones.
It's time for stones.
All right. I'm going to let you go first.
All right. A project I've been working on all summer is getting a new fire pit for Big Blue. And I finally convinced somebody to donate the fire pit, which would have been like $600, honestly. It's a smokeless fire pit. This thing's really cool. I ended up getting all the donations for it. I ended up getting all the stuff donated. Some of it I donated, but either way, all of it Big Blue did not have to pay for. And tonight, we are having guys' night, and we are christening the fire pit tonight. So
love it.
That's my stance. And I literally had to stack stones around it.
To stack that stone?
Stack the stone to finish it off. So it's pretty cool.
You're so funny.
I know.
Well, you know, we should also mention, I forgot it's a Friday because technically not we're right now, but anyway, in podcast world is a Friday. So tomorrow morning at 8 a.m., 8:30 is the, no?
You're a week ahead.
No, I'm not. Wait, I thought
Part is the 21st.
Right.
But the 22nd.
Isn't that when the
Paint Wars?
It's also the prayer breakfast for Moorfield.
DJ, okay.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Nope, not yet.
Okay.
But no, so 8:30 tomorrow morning is the prayer breakfast for Moorfield High School, right? And that's at the Church of
God.
Okay. I get them all mixed up, but okay. Church of God in Moorfield at 8:30. And then on Monday night
is the prayer night at Baker Park at 7 o'clock.
Yep. Okay.
And Saturday night's Paint Wars.
Yep.
If you drive through Wardensville, I would say it probably is going to happen from like 6:45, 7 o'clock till 7:30.
Yeah.
You will see paint flying across the street.
Yeah, drive by quickly, or you could get some splattered on your brand new paint and wax job. But no, I think that's the stone I want to stack today, Eric, is the fact that we have these two kind of epic FCA events, and it is about, you know, in Old Testament, it's always about God going before them, right? He went in a cloud of smoke. He goes and fights the battle for Jericho. God is before them. And I think that's what these two events are that are praying over the schools. It is about invoking the almighty name of the living God, the creator of it all. It is saying, God, we want you in this school year with us. We want you at the heart of this community, the heart of this school, the heart of these students. And I just think, I'm just praying that these two prayer events just ignite this community and ignite these kids. I want to see their hearts on fire. And I can't wait to see what God's going to do with these two events. So like, I am believing God to move some incredible mountains and just to make some miracles happen and do what only God can do. And so, you know, this is a stone, a big boulder I'm laying down in that river. And, you know, this isn't just something that God's going to do like one time, be like, see, told you. Like, no, this is a foundational stone that can just have repercussions for decades and generations. And so that is how powerful prayer can be.
And what it does for parents, for your knowledge out looking forward, is if you bring your kids to this and you pray, you're showing them that you believe that God can change it.
Yeah.
And so, again, stack another stone on top of that foundational stone of Christ, that my parents believe that prayer can change this school. So we're going to this event and we're going to pray that it happens.
Yeah.
And your kid might stand back and not want to partake in this, but then they're going to go, well, they really believe it.
Yeah.
And when they start to get that, then they're going to go into school. And the next time they have a problem in school, they might go, God, I need your help.
Yeah.
And as soon as that happens, you start building those stones on top of there. And we're going to build a wall that Satan can't get through.
That's it. What is it? The prayer of a righteous man availeth much.
Yeah.
That's it.
All right. Have a great weekend, guys. Can't wait to see you Monday night at Baker Park at 7 o'clock. And if you're going to DJ's, it's 8 o'clock at the Church of God in Moorfield tomorrow.
All right. Have a great weekend, guys. Be praying with us.